Nailed it.
Nailed it. Hello, cinema peeps.
Hello. We're gonna go for a chill vibe. It's raining cats and dogs outside, so we're just
Yes, it's a little glum looking outside.
Oh, you as well? A little gloom?
Yes, it is. I woke up to the lovely sound. First of all, I woke up to the lovely sound of drilling.
Oh, my personal favorite.
Isn't it so relaxing? And then just after that, it started to just trickle a little bit of rain, and then the drilling stopped. And I was like, yes, the rain's making them stop. They're going to leave. They're going to shut everything down, and I can listen to the peaceful sound of rain. Nope. They went on drilling right through the rain.
Aye, a little rain's not gonna stop us.
There was a lot of rain. Let me just say, there was a lot of rain.
They're like, Lee, I can get a shower now.
Yeah. God. Between that and the crows, I swear to God. Ugh.
The evil crows at the cemetery.
It's like they're having an argument outside my window, and I'm like, shut up, every time.
I wonder what they're thinking about.
Right?
Hey, this is my gravestone. Buzz off.
I'm looking at it as, like, you know, how, like, in certain parts of the rest of the world, because there's, like, you know, everybody's in quarantine and stuff like that, they're seeing more animals, like, more wildlife activity coming out. So that's what I'm chalking it up to, is it? Because there's not a lot of people outside. All the crows have just decided to, like, you know, gather in my area and just, like, you know, yap and gossip and do whatever the hell they do.
But you must be careful. If you let them do that, they'll take over.
Mm-hmm.
You try to get back out of quarantine, they'll be like, excuse me, this is our land.
Exactly.
And then they'll attack.
There's a reason why they're called a murder of crows.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Yikes. Oh, man. Oh, big ol' yawn.
We just started. You can't be yawning already.
I know. I didn't go to bed on time. That's a lie. I was like, I think I went to bed on time. No, I didn't. I got stuck on a puzzle, and then I was like, I had to finish it, but then I kept making the same wrong answer. But I didn't know what it was, so, you know, I restarted.
Is it like a jigsaw puzzle, or like...
It's these pictocross. It's a pick-to-cross puzzle.
Okay.
So basically, there's a grid. They can be any size, 5x5, 10x10, 10, 15x20. But basically, there's all these numbers that are listed on the sides. Mm-hmm. And they'll indicate how many of the squares need to be filled in.
Okay.
And the idea is at the end, you'll get some kind of a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a little iffy. It's like, it's not quite what it is, but it's like, it's passable. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of strategy with just like, and sometimes, depending like how long or big the puzzle is, you might have a column that has like 4 or 5 different numbers that need to be shaded in, but sometimes it's like 5 ones.
Oh, okay.
So you have to figure out within that line, you're like, okay, 5 ones I need to shade in, but I have like 15 possibilities of where they could be.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
I first discovered them while playing Nancy Drew, Shadow at Water's Edge. Because I wasn't, but Nancy was in Japan. I forgot why, because she's just always traveling. I thought it had something to do with photography, but I think I'm mixing that up with another time she went traveling somewhere overseas for photography. But anyways, as part of like the Nancy Drew games, you solve puzzles. And so this was the first time I was introduced to these kinds of puzzles. And I just got hooked. I was like, wow, these are really fun. And then Pokemon released kind of their version, which is really fun, because then you can use your little Pokemon friends to kind of help solve the puzzles for you faster.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think I did that for a long time. And then just recently on the Switch, there was a game called Murder by Numbers. So you have to solve mysteries. So I was like, yeah, I'm on board. Why not?
Yeah.
I'd recommend it if you've never tried. I think you should try like a couple.
They sound like fun. I feel like I'd enjoy doing that. Just you talking about Nancy always traveling, I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder how well she'd do in quarantine.
Not very well. No mysteries to be solved? Nope. Nope.
She'd go crazy.
Mm-hmm. Because she's got to be out there solving mysteries all the time.
She'd start making up mysteries in her head.
Goes clinically insane. So I feel like quarantine has changed me so much. Before I was just like, I don't really play online games. I don't have a Discord. I don't have Steam. And now, look at me now. Play online games quite on the regular with friends. I got a Discord, and then I got a Steam.
Nice.
And I actually bought a couple Nancy Drew games that were on Steam on sale. So I was pretty happy. I'm just a little annoyed because I know a lot of the older Nancy Drew games were for Windows. So that's fine that it won't run on my Mac. But I thought basically, I thought a lot of the newer ones were backwards compatible with Macs. But it seems like it's only every other one. Or like select titles, just kind of upsetting because there's a couple that I haven't gone to play yet, but I was looking on Steam and they only offer them for Windows, so I was like, oh, that sucks. But I still bought a couple. I got 3. I got the newest one, the Midnight at Salem, so that should be pretty fun.
Cool.
And that's also, it's a big turning point for the games because this is the first game that's not voice acted by the same lady who does Nancy Drew.
Oh.
So I think the same lady's been doing it for like 30 plus games. But
wow.
I don't know why she stopped doing it. But yeah, so it was a big change.
That's crazy.
It's actually surprising how much these games have a cult following.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they'd be popular enough, keep their own. But they've been releasing them for years. It's crazy.
Well, Nancy Drew's like an iconic character and like beloved by many, so...
Right, so I mean, I think that probably helps. I remember at the convention, like, when they were asking people, like, how they got into Nancy Drew, there was a couple of us who got in because of the games.
Yeah.
Which I was actually kind of genuinely surprised at. So I remember I was playing with them with my friend since junior high, maybe high school.
Nice.
The other thing that's kind of impressive is that for a while they were releasing basically a full game every year with like a whole bunch of puzzles. Like, it's pretty crazy.
A lot of people like puzzles and mystery solving type stuff. Like, it's a good engaging formula for a game. So I mean, I'd be down for that. That's kind of like, I mean, it's not, I guess, entirely like Uncharted, but I guess that's kind of why I like Uncharted too, because there's still that kind of mystery and there's not a shit ton of puzzles or anything, but it's got that kind of driving force. But yeah, that sounds like fun. That sounds like some of the games I used to play as a kid too. It's all puzzles and training your brain and whatnot, and yeah,
it's pretty easy point click adventure, although there's a couple times you have to like, it's like a chase scene and you have to like memorize this maze that you're in, and I'm like, I don't remember anything which way I'm supposed to be going, so I find that a little difficult. That might just be a me thing, but it was really funny because there's always like some section where it's like a dark underground basement stone area, and I was like, God, I'm gonna have to remember where I'm going, so I'm gonna get trapped down here. Like, it's just ugh.
See, that's why I'm enjoying the Legend of Zelda, is it Phantom Hourglass?
Ooh, yeah.
And where you, like, on the DS, so you can actually mark down where you've been and where you're supposed to go, and then it helps you. I'm like, yes, I can do this kind of game.
Right? That one was really fun. I have the other one they released for DS, the Spirit Tracks. I've been meaning to play it, but I haven't gone around to it. The Phantom Hourglass was pretty dope. I think some of people's biggest complaints was the fact that, like, you basically go back to the same dungeon over and over again.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get that. They also allowed you like little shortcuts, so later you don't have to do, as much as the dungeon as you had to before.
Yeah.
So it didn't really bother me too much. But I guess if you're a hardcore gamer, it was a big issue.
Right. I'm pretty sure I still have, like, when I first bought, when I got the GameCube for Christmas for, like, the very first time I ever got a GameCube, like, it came with 3 games, and 3 games were Super Mario Sunshine, Sweet 16 Mary-Kate and Ashley game or whatever. Such a great game. And then it was like a pack of like Legend of Zelda games all together.
Oh.
I don't remember like what it's called, but it's like a gray thing, and it's like a bunch of different games you can play.
Yeah. I totally know what you're talking about too. I think that one had like a demo for Wind Waker, but not the full game. I think it had Link 4 Swords and maybe a Link to the Past.
Yeah. All I remember is the one that has like the weird like heart-shaped tiki mask.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Yar. Yar.
Yeah, I remember that one. I should play that again. I still have it.
Hey, got quarantined.
It's been years.
Baby.
Oh god, I fell down a bad hole like earlier, like I think it was around, had to have been during the winter, like just either before or after Christmas. I fell down a dark hole of playing Donkey Kong 64 on the Nintendo 64. And yeah, it was like all I started doing every day, and I was like, man, I need to stop.
I like how you're like, man, I think I need to stop. Whereas I'm just like, how do I get more in?
Yeah.
I don't have enough time. 8+ hours of gameplay is not long enough.
Unfortunately, my eyes and my back would say otherwise. They're like, no, we can't do it anymore. We're shutting down. Stop.
All right, so first of all, get like a recliner chair. Wonderful. Maybe a little massage thing for your back, like a little...
Not even. I need like an elliptical so I can keep moving, because if I stay stagnant for too long, that's when my back gets angry with me.
You know what? Speaking of playing Zelda and the Wind Waker, when I was playing it for a little bit, we have exercise bikes, so I would just be on my exercise bike while I was doing it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty positive way of being like, yeah, I'm playing games, but at least my bottom half of my body is active. I definitely caught myself a couple times because maybe I was just thinking too hard, like trying to focus on the game, so I would not pedal as fast.
Yeah.
So you do kind of have to remind yourself, like, oh, gotta just keep up a decent sized pace,
Yeah.
to make it work. I just want to mention, I bought Dead by Daylight, which Kendra has been bugging me to do this entire time.
Yes!
So I finally got it.
I was just going to ask you about that.
And then we all played together. I played with her and her friends.
Yeah! What did you think of it?
I enjoyed my time. I loved being Old Man Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins. He's forever going to be called that. His actual name is Bill. He's a character from Left 4 Dead, I think.
No, his name is Old Man Jenkins.
Yes, he's officially Old Man Jenkins now.
Just for quick reference, so Dead by Daylight, you can play as survivors or a killer in kind of a small little party room. I think you...
Yeah, it's basically like hide and seek, grounders, tag, all wrapped up in one with horror movie characters.
Right? And so Kendra and all her friends are like 50 plus levels ahead of me, and I was like, level 1. I was like, Old Man Jenkins strikes again.
Yeah. You were doing pretty well, though. I was impressed.
Thank you. I just would just enjoy when someone would be like, Kaylee, run! I'm like, yes, run! And then I'd crouch, shit, no! Run! Old Man Jenkins, run!
Yeah, you were really fun. The girls really enjoyed playing with you.
Oh, good. Because I feel like everyone else was like, here's the mission, and then I'd have my own commentary. I'm like, this is Old Man Jenkins here.
No,
we're working
honestly,
on a generator, and fuck! Damn it. Not again, Old Man Jenkins. Damn it!
Well, I mean, I can't speak for the other two, but they said that they enjoyed playing with you, but to me, that was entertaining, because, like, usually we don't say a whole lot. Like, for the first little while, we'll, like, maybe catch up with, like, whatever's going on in our lives, we'll just talk about while we're playing, and then it just kind of becomes, like, steady focus on what we're doing, so it's like, nobody talks unless you need them to do something.
Right.
So hearing you, like, with your commentary was the best. I loved it. It was so entertaining.
I think you've talked about this before, I don't know, on the podcast, but I could hear everybody, like, screaming at me, like, oh, here's the killer! And then I could see little bodies running, and I was like, and Old Man Jenkins here is just working on a generator. And you're just like, oh, everything's going to Shitsville? Oh, I'll just keep working.
Just keep working.
La la la, la 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 la.
Yep. Well, it's like, I think Alana told you, but for the first time that I started playing with her, like, because I wasn't super experienced, she'd be like in the heart of everything, like running by the killer, grabbing people, saving them. And for me, she'd just be like, run to the gate. So that's all I would do, is just like work on generators, run to the gate. I saw no killers, saved nobody. I was a pretty bad player.
I did generators.
You did generators, and you did save people. So you were one step ahead of me than I was. So I was impressed.
I don't remember. I think it was when we were playing with the Demogorgon,
yes,
which is in one of the main kind of outdoor maps. And I don't know what his abilities are, because all the killers have their own kind of abilities. But I was weak, so I was moving really slow. And then I saw him, and so I squatted behind a tree.
Yeah.
And then he, like, comes closer, and I was like, oh, I don't think he sees me. So I slowly, like, was moving around this tree, and he didn't see me at all. And he, like, ran away, and I was like, oh, nice. Thank goodness.
Yes.
I was like, Old Man Jenkins strikes again.
Next time we play, I wonder, actually, I might see if we can just do it for shits. I know we hate it so much, but, like, there's one map on the game that's, like, it looks like an asylum.
Ooh.
But it's so hard to navigate where you are in it, because there's so many rooms and so many, like, corridors and things like that, so you get lost in it easily.
Yeah.
You can't find anything ever. It's not like, the outdoor maps where you can pretty much kind of run around and you'll see a generator no matter where you are. But next time we should try. I want to see, like, what your thoughts are on it, because it's, like, one of our least favorite maps.
I would love to. Actually, you describing that kind of reminds me, because I guess you had a little token or little sacrifice thing so that we ended up playing at the Hawkins lab.
Yes.
Which I thought looked really cool, but I definitely saw the weaknesses versus, like, all the open maps we were playing.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, well, the killer's here, I can just run wherever. Where it's, like, a little more tightly contained, so you're like, oh, shit, where can I go? But, I mean, you guys also commented that the killer we were playing with was kind of difficult to work with. I still liked I thought the map was very cool, but I could see you would need to be, like, a little well prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes a few tries to kind of like get to know the navigation of where you are. Mm-hmm. The ones that have like lots of corridors and stuff are pretty hard because you're like, was I just here? Where am I? Where are you? I'm over here, but it looks like I'm here, but where are you? Like, you know, there's a lot, you have to like look for identifiers and stuff. But Kathy actually gave me a really good trick. Not that anybody listening needs to worry about this, unless you played Dead by Daylight and you didn't know. She told me that to, like, when there's houses or like a corridor or something like that, if you look for like a flashing light on top, like usually there's like, you know, like a street lamp or something.
Yeah.
If you see that, that means there's a generator either in that area or in that building. So I was like, wow, this has helped me so much instead of just like flailing around like a crazy person with a chicken with my head cut off, you know?
Damn. Yeah. I'll have to use that skill next time.
Yes.
I guess my last thought is, because I was telling my brother that I bought it, and I guess he has it, but he bought it for Steam.
Oh, yeah?
So I know there's not a lot of cross-play with platforms.
No.
So, like, he said, like, he was very excited when he bought it, but I guess nobody else he knows has it.
Tell him to get on the PS4. He can play with us.
He doesn't have a PS4.
Ian.
I know, but yar.
Yar.
So, my recommendation would be that if you do have a couple friends, then I think the game's worth getting. I mean, if you obviously don't care about that kind of thing and you're just like, I just want to play by myself, then sure. But I feel like the game
could easily make new friends on the game if you're, you know, open to talking to random people online.
Make friends? I don't think so. But, like, I feel like, yeah, this game, I think, really shines when you, as the survivors, when you do have other people that you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like Kendra says, you could make friends. I'm always against making new friends, but, you know, that's just me.
Yeah, it's lots of fun.
So this week, because my cousin's been staying with us.
Oh, yeah.
She was talking about how she's like, oh, yeah, her and her boyfriend have been watching Tiger King, and they finished it.
Oh, God.
And so my parents were just groaning and rolling their eyes, so we finally forced them to watch the first 2 episodes of Tiger King.
Your parents?
Yeah, they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
We made them watch it.
Nice.
And they were just like, this is not interesting. This is so dumb. I was like, really? Come on. You don't find anything like a little bit interesting? And they're just like, these people are weird. I'm like, that's the point. Like, it's just like this pure crazy insanity. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, meh. I was like, man, why do I have boring parents? I'm just kidding. So my mom always says she's not into, like, reality shows and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I guess to some extent, Tiger King, well, it's not really a reality show, but it's a biopic talking about real people.
The best way I could put it is just like, kind of like what you see on YouTube. Like, it's a new age type thing where it's like, you're kind of glorifying, but not real, like, you're not trying to, but you're kind of glorifying dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Just to show, like, hey, there's actually people like this that are so ridiculous that exist in the world.
Right?
Yeah.
100%. After my parents went to bed, after being very disappointed with Tiger King, and us being disappointed that they didn't enjoy it, I started watching a show on Netflix called The Floor is Lava.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, you've seen stuff for it?
I think my mom and dad watched an episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What do they think?
They didn't really have, like, too much feedback on it, because, like, my dad watches that... My dad watches that Titans game, like, that's hosted by The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, yeah, it's kind of similar to that in a way. It's like, no different than, like, you know, those type of shows, but like the concept is cool. But yeah.
Well, I watched a couple episodes because I don't know what it is. Like the past couple of years, I've had such a like kick or an enjoyment out of obstacle shows.
Oh yeah.
Which I feel I never had before, and now I'm just like obsessed with obstacle shows. So like I got into American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
And then basically in its off season when it's not playing on TV, Netflix had this show called not Beastmasters, shoot, what was it called?
Yeah, isn't it Ultimate Beastmaster?
Thank you. Ultimate Beastmaster is what it was called.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that show.
I miss Wipeout. Wipeout was a good one.
Oh, Wipeout was great. That one was like the sillier Average Joe version.
Yeah.
Which was great. But The Floor is Lava is kind of like that.
Is it like actually just average people, or is it like American Ninja Warrior where they're all like
they're like
training
a lot
for
of people like they're definitely not training for it, but they definitely clearly pick people who are pretty fit.
Okay.
But basically their background's really not athletics. They might just, you know, just be healthy people. But yeah, they're not like American Ninja Warrior where they train the entire year
Yeah.
just to do this competition. The Floor is Lava I think is a funny concept, because to me it's like $1 million budget game that we played as kids. Because even my cousin made the comment that we would play something very similar to that in our grandma's basement.
Definitely.
We basically tried to make anything we could walk on, until she reminded me we walked on the coffee table and shattered the glass in it.
Oh.
You know, we didn't have a big budget like these guys.
Yeah.
But I guess the thing I have a problem with, because at least with Wipeout, they're a little more self-aware. Like, they know they're very goofy. You know? I haven't watched some episodes in years, but they would have some pretty cringy jokes.
Yeah.
But at least, like, it was within its, like, little world or genre. Whereas The Floor is Lava wants to be a fun show, but almost takes itself too seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, what I think is really cool is obviously these rooms are filled with what clearly is water, but it's, like, dyed red, and then they'll have jets and stuff, so it, like, explodes upwards like it was lava.
Yep.
So it's all very cool, and I like the idea you're trying to get through a room, but there's, like, buttons and switches you can pull, which will help you traverse the room even easier. There's objects you can interact with to try to help you on your journey, which I really, really like. But like I said, they're just really over the top. So, like, for example, if somebody falls into the lava, air quotes, like, they sink down and then they cut to, like, a family member or someone being like, no! But then they're never shown again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So,
oh, my God. I was just going to say about that. That's the part I saw when my parents were watching it, was, like, they're, like, sacrificing the girl.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. They're like, no, don't do
Yeah.
it. She's like, I am. And then she jumps and, like, hits the thing that they need to cross, and then she just, like, disappears. And I'm like, so do they tell them that they have to, like, count to 5 underwater and then, like, go? Or do they, like, cut that? And then it's just, like, in editing, they, like, make it seem like she's gone.
Right? I think they must, you know, and then have them, like, swim off somewhere, like, off camera or something. And yeah, through editing, they make it look like they're not there.
There's just people under the water holding them down.
Right? Don't you get up! You died! You died! Don't get up! And it's just it's so weird to me. Because, to me, like I said, it's like a kid's game, so it's meant to be fun, but they took it way too seriously.
Too seriously?
And sometimes, like, the water will spit out, like I said, which is a really cool effect, but then they're like, ow, that's hot! I was like, all right, first of all, they're not filling a room with hot water. That's stupid. And number two, if they're expecting them to go underwater and, like you said, hold their breath for 5 seconds and or be forced underwater,
my forehead would be gone.
It would be gone. So it just, I don't know, like, I mean, I'm probably going to finish it because, like I said, I have an itch for obstacle course shows, and since I don't think American Ninja Warrior is going to be able to finish their season, I need my fix.
Yeah.
I just wish it wasn't as took itself so seriously.
Yeah.
It's too much. I was like, you must instruct these people. I'm like, really play it up? Do you want the money?
Well, they gotta, engage people somehow, right? There's that other one, too, that's on TV, that Ultimate Mini Golf, or, like, Giant Mini Golf or something. Have you seen that one?
I think I watched a couple episodes last summer, and they're so dumb, but, like...
Right?
Oh, it's sort of those, like, it's so stupid, I'm just like, whatever, like, I'll watch it, it's dumb. I'm not as invested as, like, an American Ninja Warrior, but, like, I watch a couple episodes, and they're so silly, so goofy.
Yeah. It's funny, like, I don't know what it is about, like, Wipeout, well, I guess... other than the obvious, I don't know what it is about Wipeout and American Ninja Warrior that really, like, keeps you invested every time, even though it's literally the same shit every time. But, yeah, just compared to those ones, it just seems that much better, in a way. But it's funny, like, you think about all of those type of shows that have been on throughout the years. Like, I don't know if you ever, like, obviously there was Fear Factor, that was, like, I think one of the first ones.
Did not watch
that. And then there was, oh god, I just thought of it, what was it? Oh, Dog Eat Dog?
Never.
I think it was called Dog Eat Dog.
Never heard of it.
That was kind of similar to, like, American Ninja Warrior and the Titan games, where it was a bunch of, like, physically fit individuals, and they had to, like, battle it out in, like, this big, like, swimming pool kind of tank area, and there was, like, obstacles that they had to endure. And that one was fun. I remember watching that. There was a kids version that I remember watching. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was originally from, like, the BBC channel, so, like British. It was a British show, but it was called Jungle Run, I think.
Nope, I've never heard of this.
Oh man, my sister and I used to love watching that show. It was again, it was like the kids version of like Wipeout or these shows or whatever, but the whole thing was like you were like on safari, you were like Indiana Jones essentially.
Ooh.
And you had all these courses in which within each course you had to collect all these like monkey idols. And if you got like a certain amount, that was your like time points for like how long you're going to spend in the actual temple to get like the final prize kind of thing.
Oh.
And so there was like different colored monkey idols, so that gave you like more time. So like a red one was like 30 plus seconds, and then like a blue one was like a minute and stuff like that. So they'd have to like go through all these courses, and there was like people like dressed up in big like monkey suits that would like try to throw things at them as like, you know, just distractions and stuff like that. But then yeah, they'd go through the temple and they'd have to like carry out these big ass like statues and stuff like that. And like the guy at the end, he'd be like, all right, let's see what you've won. He'd like crack open the statue and there'd be like a Discman inside, or like an MP3 player, or like a laptop or something. So, and all the kids were like, yeah, nice.
Wow.
But yeah, I just remember watching that one.
What kind of fever dream did those producers thought of? And they were like, yo, this is it.
Right?
This is the money. That's so funny.
And then there was Uh-Oh on YTV. That was a good one too. Never watched that one?
We didn't get cable till I was 16.
Ah.
So there's a lot of shows where I'm just like, I don't know.
Uh-Oh was pretty ridiculous. It was the one where they dumped slime on them all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You've probably seen like bits and pieces of it, yeah.
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 That's a ringing a bell.
Yeah.
I thought about watching Titan Games. Because, again, I need that fix for American Ninja Warrior. But there's also Ultimate Tag, which, again, seems like way over the top. But I'm like, you know what? I might need a fix. Why not?
Yeah. There was one, I can't remember what it was called, but they had one going for a little while there where it was basically like that, but for dogs.
Huh.
So it was like people, like either police dogs, fire department dogs, or just people who had dogs that they trained to do these types of courses and stuff like that. And they'd go through kind of like a weird American Ninja Warrior style thing for dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That sounds...
Because they'd make them go through like cars and like burning building type scenarios, and not actually on fire, but like, you know, simulated.
Okay. Yep, just checking. Just checking. That kind of sounds like Super Dog. Well, there's no burning cars in Super Dogs, but the Stampede would always host Super Dogs. And they were just dogs doing little tricks around courses. It was always really cute.
Yeah.
They'd have this thing where they'd, like, throw a frisbee into a giant ball pit, and they would, like, just fall in. It was good times.
Nice.
We go to it all the time since I was a child. Although I don't think it's called Super Dogs anymore. I think that was the old name. But regardless, we still call it Super Dogs. I don't think that's what it's called. Oh my goodness.
No.
Well, that second yawn. I think it's time to wrap this up. Hope everybody out there is going to have a happy Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Watch all obstacle shows. Feel that you will never achieve that level of physique and greatness. And then eat yourself
Or hell,
crazy.
maybe it'll motivate you to try something, you know? We've got the time. You could build your own course in your basement or in your backyard.
I should. It's always been my dream to try to do that.
Oh, you should, Kaylee.
That and just doing like one... Oh, what's it called? Just one... What's it called? One rung on the salmon ladder.
Oh, yeah,
And then I can be like, yes!
Green Arrow!
I am! The Green Arrow! Oh, man. But again, happy Tuesday, guys. Have a great rest of your week. And...
Catch you in the next episode.
Yep, become physically fit, and we'll all run the obstacle course of life together. That was painful. I'm really sorry. Goodbye.
Bye.
Monkey, and slurp.